Hello, and welcome to this LPI webinar. Today's topic is planning your LPI essay response. So these are the topics we'll be looking at today. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to the LPI essay planning method. I will show you what a standard essay outline format or plan looks like, and we'll look at the sample topic that we'll be working with today. I also want to tell you a little bit about scoring and how your LPI essay is scored. And then we're going to spend most of our time looking at the three stages of this LPI essay planning method. Stage 1, brainstorm ideas. Stage 2, select content. And stage 3, organize content. And we'll wrap up with a note about timing. So on screen now, you can see the LPI essay planning method. And we're going to start with how to brainstorm ideas. And in this stage, you will learn how to finalize your thesis statement. And you'll also be brainstorming a lot of ideas during this time in order to figure out what your thesis statement is. In the second stage, you're going to select your content. And in order to do this, you're going to list many reasons and examples, and then you will also choose your top three ideas. And for each of those ideas, you'll make sure that you have a few reasons and examples. The last phase is organizing your content. During this time, you're going to look at your main ideas and you're going to put them into a logical order. You're also going to look at the supporting reasons and examples and put them into a logical order. And throughout this part of the process, you want to make sure that your support is very specific and that it is directly related to your thesis statement. So in a few minutes, I will show you more about each of these three phases. First of all, let's make sure we all understand what a standard essay outline looks like. And as you can see, this chart shows you a fairly common format for an essay outline, which some people might also call a plan. So in this example, there are 5 paragraphs. So this is a kind of a standard number of paragraphs that people feel is acceptable for an academic essay. Now, you don't have to have exactly 5 paragraphs. You may feel that you need more body paragraphs or perhaps one less, but ideally you want to have about 3 body paragraphs. In the introduction, you're going to present a little bit of background information on the topic, and you're going to hopefully have some kind of a hook to grab the reader's attention. This is also where you will present your thesis statement, which should give your opinion on the topic. Now, the next 3 paragraphs are body paragraphs, and each one presents a main point to support your thesis. For each body paragraph, you're going to want to start with a topic sentence and follow up with a few supporting reasons or examples or some kind of information that supports your main idea in that paragraph. In this chart here, we're suggesting that you have 2 supporting reasons or examples, but you might have 3 or even 4, but preferably not more than 2. And then after you've completed your body paragraphs, you'll wrap up with your conclusion paragraph. In this paragraph, you're going to restate your opinion in different words and then summarize your strongest support. And hopefully, you'll be able to close with some kind of a memorable statement. So, throughout the rest of this session today, we're going to work with this sample topic, and I'll just read it for you. Should schools spend more time teaching handwriting and spelling skills to young people? Provide reasons. So you will need to either agree or disagree with this statement. So scoring is important to think about when you're planning your essay because you need to make sure that you can meet the scoring criteria. And at the bottom of the instructions box on screen now, I've highlighted for you the information that shows how you will be scored. And just keep in mind that the LPI markers are looking at your language use, content, and organization. All right, so now let's go back to the planning method and work through it with our sample topic. Stage one is brainstorming ideas. So, if you aren't familiar with this term, brainstorming means to just think of as many ideas as you can. Write them all down, no matter how good or bad you think they are at the moment. Just keep thinking and keep writing because you want to produce as many ideas as you can. Now, in this chart, I'm showing you what I would do in the brainstorming stage if I still wasn't sure if I wanted to agree or disagree with the topic. So what I've done here is I've brainstormed reasons for both sides or both opinions so that I can see which one I should go with. Now, if you already know which opinion, or if you're already sure what your opinion is that you're going to present, you don't need to brainstorm both sides. You can just go with the opinion you know you want to write about. But in my case, I wasn't sure, so I did both. Now, I looked at all the brainstorming ideas I came up with, and I see two important things. First of all, I see that I have more ideas for the disagree side, which is schools should not spend more time teaching handwriting and spelling skills to young people. And I'm also noticing that the vocabulary and sentence structure for the disagree side is a little simpler. So, for these reasons, I'm going to choose to disagree with the question even though I actually agree with it. As a test taker, I'm worried that I won't be able to construct a convincing argument, and therefore I'm going to go with the disagree side because I feel that I will be able to demonstrate more advanced English skills here. So keep that in mind when you're making your choice. Okay, so if we go back here, you'll see that I've taken all my ideas from the disagree side. And now I'm moving on to look at those ideas and decide which three I think I'm going to work with. So I've chosen the three that I've highlighted in a darker color. So they are points 2, 5, and 6. Computers have spell check. These students will be working on computers one day, and typed documents are easier to read. So what I need to do now is I need to think about what kinds of reasons and examples I can come up with to support these ideas. So on screen now, here are just the three ideas that I've selected. And since my planning time is passing quite quickly, I've quickly jotted down some notes for the reasons and examples. And notice that I'm just using very short phrases here because I don't have much time. Here you can see that I've come up with some good support for the first two ideas, but I'm struggling to find enough support for the last one. Plus, I feel that my vocabulary isn't good enough to work on this last topic. So what can I do? So in a case like this, I go back to the brainstorming list and I decide to replace this last topic with a different one. So now I'm going to keep the first two topics and I've changed the third topic to schools need the time to teach other things. So now notice on the right side that I've filled out my reasons and examples to make sure that they're solid. In an actual test situation, this is something that I would probably do in my head because I'm not going to have time to do all of this writing in 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to be thinking this through in my mind and looking at those short phrases and filling them out in this way. Another thing I need to think about here is the order of my main ideas. I feel like maybe I should start with this third point and then go to the first and the second. So now that I have completed stage two, I'm moving to the final stage. I'm organizing my content here. So as you may notice, I've shifted the first or the final topic up to the top, and the other two have moved down. Now I've got a plan. So after all of this brainstorming and thinking, I've come up with three strong ideas, and I've also got good supporting reasons. I've put my ideas into a logical order, and I've even moved around a couple of reasons and examples to make sure that they're also in the best logical order. So, in closing, I would just like to remind you that there are a number of resources, other resources that you can access to help you prepare for the essay. Those of you who would like some additional practice with LPI essay planning can find some topics in all of these resources here. We also have another short webinar called Choosing Your Topic in this series, and more coming in the future as well. And then on screen now, you can see a few different books that are available, as well as two websites. So, in closing, I would like to say two things. First of all, you can go back and review this webinar whenever you like, and you may even want to pause it and read the information that was on the screen to help you understand what you can be doing during the three phases of the planning process. And that might help you to get ready. And finally, I would just like to thank you for your time, and I wish you best of luck on your LPI test.